beings. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Questions? Beginning with Penny.
Thank you for coming. My first question I would like to ask is, what wisdom would you share with me for the best? Let me rephrase it. I'm curious about the protection matrix and the work that I've been doing for Mystic Treasures. And do you have any other suggestions, or is the protection I've set up sufficient? I would like to know that.
Yes. Very powerful protection.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sufficient to hold anything you may fear back. For your fear is your biggest threat.
Thank you.
Your protection and your focus lies in your inner demons. These are the most difficult ones you will face. You have set up a sacred space. Source knows this. The angels know this. You have many on your side. Archangel Michael resides with you, is with you. Is here to protect you. Many spiritual warriors come here and assist you. Your purpose is divine light. Much you will bring through your sacred space. Yes.
Suggestions for stopping that egoic mind chatter that inner demon stuff brings along.
Yes. Move outside of your comfort zone.
Okay, thank you.
Face fears. This can be as simple as doing your daily activities in a different way.
Thank you. Do you have questions?
I do. I have found myself at the age of 70 at a crossroads of my life. I just recently lost my elderly father and my husband in the last few months. And my path of caretaker has suddenly come to a halt, and I'm searching for a new path. Other than meditation and prayer, what course of action do I take to find my path? How do I follow that direction? Just follow my guide's lead, mostly?
Yes, follow your curiosity.
Hmm.
This is divine guidance. This is directly from your guide. Seems trivial, something simple as curiosity. But this is your guide guiding you. This is your divine guidance coming through. You are drawn towards that which is light.
Mm-hmm.
You are drawn towards what is best for you. Your path to enlightenment, your path to spiritual growth is inevitable. There's nothing you cannot do to not grow spiritually. Live your life. Follow it. Go with the flow, as they say. Now is your time to seek that inner world, to learn about you, to do what you like, to follow what you are called to. You too Step outside of your comfort zone and follow your joy. Follow your bliss. This will best serve you.
Thank you.
How come when you see spirits, like sometimes I would use the word like angel, you would see like a white spirit, like a white mist, and sometimes you'd see a spirit and it's in color? That would be my question, like why would sometimes it be like a white mist and sometimes it'd be in full color?
This is similar on your physical realm. When you see white light and you take a prism and you hold it up to white light and you see it broken down into the colors of the spectrum. While all colors are contained in this white light, they are one and the same. The white light and the colors are one and the same. Pay attention to the specific colors that jump out at you when you see these angels. When you see them as white, this often means that they have message for you, which covers the whole spectrum. When you see colors, this often means they have message regarding that specific color, that specific attribute. Each color has its own attribute. Each color has its own energy. As you pay attention to this, you will see different colors. You will see colors that are outside of what you see in the physical. Pay attention to these colors as well. These are higher colors. These will bring in higher spiritual knowledge beyond the physical. These fourth dimensional lessons that you may get, preparing you for the next level. It is like in your world when your high school students take college classes. Many of you are experiencing this right now. You are learning fourth dimensional lessons in the third dimension.
And one time I saw this spirit, it was like a turquoise green color with like these rays of light that went all the way around with blue, turquoise, and white, with waves with sparkles in it. And in the center it turned into a face with his eyes closed. It would come in and out of focus. Do you know what that was?
Yes, that was your spirit guide.
Do they take different forms? Or do I have like more than one?
You have several. One primary master guide. This is the one we speak of. You seeing this blue turquoise, you were in category as Paul, as known as indigos, indigo children, indigo auras. These are ones of change, ones who bring change. There were 3 different waves of these indigo children, starting as far as 100 years ago, on up to 50 years ago. Then there was second wave, going from 1960s to late 1980s. This was second wave. This wave is what you are. This wave is what Paul is. Less social change agents, more like transmitters of energy. You find that when you walk into a room, energy changes, brightens, helps others, heals others, just by your presence. And there is third wave. These are the cleansers. These are the ones who clear. Some traditions know these as the crystal or rainbow children. They are here simply to be, to live by example. You watch them. Just by their being, those in your society they emulate. You will see this change. It will take roughly 100 of your years. But you will see your society change.
And as far as like animal spirit guides, does each chakra have one? And if they do we have different animal spirit guides that like walk with us all the time, or how does that work?
You have primary animal guide, and you have various animal guides that come through at various times in your life for various lessons that you are living and various energies that you are in. Each chakra does have various animal associated with it. Your primary is the wolf. You work great alone, and you work great in groups. You bring others together, and you help, as they say, bring rise out of others. You are very resourceful. You are very helpful, just in your natural being. And your inquisitive mind, this is what serves you the best. For those of you coming together, asking questions, seeking answer from a guru, but it's not the answer that is important, it is the question that is important. So it is you who is the guru through your questions, for the answer would not come without the question.
Nice. And past lives, how do you channel into that, and how do you, once you find that out, how do you apply that lesson to make this life stronger, or learn from it to apply it to this life?
Much in your traditions, you place too much focus on past lives. Past lives are in the past. What is most relevant in your current life is what is in your current life, although there are some relevant issues in your past life. You may access these by going back in time, traveling out of body, traveling outside of space and time, and simply desiring to be in that past life. You can visualize yourself walking through a giant clock. Inside that clock is a hallway with various rooms. You will be drawn to certain rooms. The rooms that you are drawn to are the ones that are relevant, that would most serve you. But best reason to explore past lives is simply for fun, out of curiosity.
I would like to ask a question about my deceased husband. He was never convinced that there was life after death, although he wanted to believe that, but he never really embraced that belief. And I always worried that he would get caught here in this world and not cross over. Although I talked to him a lot on his deathbed about going into the light and crossing over. Can you tell me whether or not he did and he's okay in that respect?
He did transition to the light.
Mm.
Very recently, though. He remained here for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
At first, he did not know this was what he was supposed to experience. He felt the same as he did when he was alive. So he wandered around. But he did not see anybody, because to them we are the ghosts. They can't see us. They just see their world. They just see their experience. For we create our own reality.
Mm-hmm.
And when our body goes, our consciousness remains, and our consciousness continues creating. So his consciousness continued creating what he believes. He experienced a sort of amnesia at first, not knowing what happened. Thought that he had dreamed the period when he was on his deathbed. Then it started coming to him. He realized that he had passed, but was very confused, upset at one period. Began to wander around, began to satisfy some of his curiosities, go places that he had wanted to go. He traveled this physical realm until eventually he started asking questions. His questions became his key. That allowed for his transition, and he was soon met with some guides. Now he is in the recuperation area, experiencing his life review. He is still learning, he is still growing. But he has come to peace with his transition.
Thank you, Ariana. That was such a relief for me to hear.
Ariana, can I ask a question for Paul?
Yes.
I would like to know, if I was Paul, I'm going to speak like I was. How can I best lose weight?
Yes. Focus on your target weight.
Okay.
Surround yourself with the element of fire, representations of the element of fire. In your diet, choose alkali foods, low in acidity, low in oils. Avoid dairy as much as possible. Avoid the oils. Drink lots of water. For a man his size, 1.5 gallons per day. This sounds excessive. Any more would be harmful. But this is the most effective, for it will release lots of toxins. This is in addition to exercise, but too much exercise can be harmful. As I spoke before, move outside of your comfort zone. Just enough, but not enough that it hurts your physical body. And allow for at least 2 days of rest. Of course, this may be difficult for your day-to-day activities. So give yourself 3 hours of extra sleep on these days of rest, on each day. Also visualize your body in its perfect condition, recreating your body into the physical condition that you would like. For your body completely recreates itself every day. It holds this perfect image. And these extra pounds are mere beliefs. Disease works this way too. Your body is in its perfect condition, in its perfect etheric image. And anything other than that is created from your beliefs. So you may overcome these beliefs, and your body will be in its perfect physical condition. This weight is also symbolic of past pains, past hurt. Look at these, process this, and you will let it go.
Thank you. That was beautiful. You have a question?
Yeah, I have a horse, and I sometimes I pray, and I'll get a message. Like one message was rise, and this last message I got was that I was out of balance with her, and I take that. I meant physically, but also I was wanting to know if that would be applied to anything else, like maybe relationship wise, and if I am getting these messages, who's sending me these messages? And sometimes in my imagination, I would see Pegasus, and one time we flew off to this other realm somewhere with these other horses, and they talked. Is there really a Pegasus? Or
Yes.
can you tell me about that? Like who's giving me these messages and stuff? Like who is Pegasus and all about that?
This is symbolic God of that regarding overcoming limitations. You used horses in your early development of your society to overcome limitations, to move places you couldn't move, to go places faster. Even in your vehicles today, you describe as horsepower, meaning the amount of limitations you overcome. This goes beyond the physical, though. This goes to mental, emotional, overcoming limitations. And with the wings on the Pegasus, on the horse, this represents overcoming the higher limitations. Busting through that ceiling, that limitations of the physical world. For you are creating your consciousness, and you are doing this through your beliefs. But you overcome these beliefs. You may create things in ways that you did not expect. There are some in your society that overcome these limitations. They can walk through walls. They can levitate. They can heal. They can manifest things out of air. You're moving towards this. And you keep in balance through your energies, known as male and female, yin and yang, through action, through intellect, but also through experience, and feeling. You master these. Let them meld together, no longer separate, but as one. This also applies to your thinking, as known as right brain or left brain. But those most effective in your society work with both sides simultaneously, and this can be done. As you do this, you will overcome these limitations. You will go through things, and you will do things that you never thought possible.
Is it important for us to learn how to work with rocks and crystals and feathers and
Turtle
rattles and essential oils and herbs and
Yes, everything is alive. Everything has energy. Everything has consciousness.
so a feather you would find, it's important to work with that.
Yes, this has meaning to you. You are drawn to this. And so you will experience your guidance. This guidance will come through and guide you as to how to work with this. Each of these has vibration. You will feel your way through these vibrations and use them as you see fit to bring you to a vibration you desire, to create and to manifest your experience in your life.
You mentioned earlier that it would take about 100 years for our society to change. Are we in the process now of purging with all the violence we have in nature and all the violence we have in countries struggling against each other? Is this part of the growth to produce a better society, hopefully worldwide?
What has happened and is happening? It's not so much your society is changing on a physical level. Your society is at a specific level in consciousness, in a specific dimension. And you remain in the density of this dimension. But as you grow, as your vibration raises, you move to higher dimensions. Your society changes that way. The violence, the destruction, remains at the lower dimension, while those that rise above it move to the higher. It is necessary for there to be destruction and what you call evil. For this is a means of moving up. I brought a message to Paul a while ago concerning the subject of evil. Your physical world is, for the most part, controlled by those in which you would consider evil. In your governments, in your corporations, your banking systems. The way your society is run is controlled by this evil. And there is no escape through physical means. only through spiritual means. Since you are all one, you focus on your physical and your spiritual growth. You focus on your own growth. And you will raise your own vibration, and thus raising the vibration of all of consciousness. But as I spoke, this message I brought through Paul, there are certain energies. There's a certain movement. We call these descenders. Many of you, most in your society, are on the upward path, ascending, moving towards Source, while there are others moving away from Source. These are the descenders. These are the ones running your planet right now on the physical level. These are what you know as demons. These reptilians that you hear of. That is who these are. These are demons who have possessed the leaders of your planet. And they are descenders, and on their path, they are descending further down to the lower dimensions. But ultimately, this is their path. Your dimension is quite unique in that this is where the two meet, the descenders and the ascenders. For as you raise your consciousness, you escape the descenders, you escape the evil, and they move further in it. And part of your ascension is seeing past the duality, seeing that in reality it is actually God. It is all God. The descending part of God is the out-breath. The ascending part is the in-breath. But it is all God experiencing. So to answer your question, simply desire to ascend. Work on your own growth upward. And that is the change that will come about. And within 100 years, most of the souls on your planet will be in the higher dimension. And this is where your society will reside.
Thank you.
Hang on, can I ask another question for Paul?
Yes.
How can he best get his metaphysical business, Indigo Spirit Hawk, to really take off and bring in money and help people as well?
The money question first.
Thank you.
See yourself as worthy. You know this. You know that your amount of money is a direct reflection of your self-worth. See what you offer as worthy. Overcome the belief that what you do may not be real. Your society perpetuates this belief. This is why you feel like you are in a sort of fringe society, like you are separate. But this is just a belief. Just follow what you follow. Do what you do. Be who you are. Express who you are. Express who you are every day around everyone. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Be who you are. Live by example. This is how others will be drawn to you. This is how you may help the most people. Allow that light to shine through. Allow that light, who is you, to shine through. And do not be embarrassed. Do not be ashamed. Do not try to hide it.
I think that was for all of us, too. Thank you. That was wonderful. Tony, you got another question?
Yeah, is it important to know your spirit guide's name? And then how do you contact them so you can grow and ask questions? And then, because if you don't, how do you know who you're talking to? And
Get past the imagination part.
what, like
you just said.
how do you know if you're not talking to like your ones like I could tell a Native American, or sometimes I don't know if I'm talking to an animal spirit guide. And I know I've only known one that has a name that told me its name, like the Misha. And I just want to know
Guidance on that.
You ask. Very simple. Ask. When you pick up these telephones you have, you dial specific number, gets specific person. On the spiritual world, it's much easier than that. Your desire is the phone number. You ask for your ascended master guide. Your master guide is your primary guide. This is the one who you receive the most messages from anyway. Ask, and you shall receive. This will come to you as normal thoughts in your head. You will know the difference because these are your highest thoughts. Many of your thoughts are messages. Your experiences are also messages. The things you see, you may be drawn to a specific billboard. You may see something in a movie. You may pick up a certain book. These are all messages from your guides. More so, animal guides come when you are in nature. But this is more of an action, more of a primal message that you receive. Not to be confused as less evolved or lower vibration, but more of a quick action that you take. It would most serve you to ask for your master guide the most, and you will receive a name. This will come to you. You will know their presence simply by asking. Ask them to give you a sign, to touch your cheek, to touch your leg, to touch your hand, anything that will give you a sign where you will feel them. You could simply ask to contact them. Go into meditation and do automatic writing. Hold your pen and pad and just let what comes through comes through. This is the best way to bring your guide through in the beginning.
Well, my guide, I'm aware of his presence all the time, and he's there to help me constantly, but I've never seen him. What can I do to make him visible to me spiritually?
Completely overcome any fear of this. Often they will not show themselves to you because this would scare you. And as they do not desire to scare you, they come to you in other ways, more subtle ways. If you really desire to see them, you do sort of meet them in the middle energetically. Work on your aura vision. Seeing energy moving. Concentrate on a specific spot in your room and ask them to come, and they will appear there. And you will see them gradually materialize.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, does that help with, like, seeing more clearly through your third eye, Ariana? Because sometimes I see very clearly and sometimes I see, like, darkness. So do you try that? I don't understand how to practice that.
Your third eye is more to do with bringing in wisdom,
Okay,
bringing in those messages.
I see.
Solar plexus is more having to do with bringing your psychic abilities to the physical, seeing the spiritual in the physical.
Okay.
This is why you get gut feeling. Your solar plexus is activating at this point.
Nice. Tony, you have another question?
Yeah. When I did contact my spirit guide for guidance and asked for my old powers back from a past life from a class I took, I was guided to study medicine wheel, and so I've been studying that ever since. Can you give me guidance on that?
Yes, you are tying the elements together. Work on the element of spirit, for this is the container in which the four elements reside. This is where you bring them together. And there's a sixth element around the five, in which it was all created. This is the void. Pay attention to the void as well. You can go to the void and create what it is you want, just as you were created, just as everything is created. And this will bring you your powers.
And can I ask a question about the violet flame meditations that I have been doing?
Yes.
It's probably going to be tied to something outside of my comfort zone, but I have been using a CD that guides us through it. I felt very passionately about it and did it night and day for about 4 months. Should I stick with this one, or is there new information out there? Does it do the good that I think it does? How's that?
Yes.
Okay.
This is of your guidance. You are proficient in your guidance. You do great work on your path.
Thank you for saying that. Am I actually hearing Saint Germain, or like Tony, am I pretending that I'm not, or that I'm very creative?
Yes, he is with you. You have strong connections to these spirits, to the gods and to the angels. They listen to you with open ear. They are here for you, for you have beautiful purpose of helping others grow.
I appreciate their patience and you saying that.
Continue with your work for where you are guided. You will be led. You know where to go.
Thank you very much. Any other question?
Ariana, what advice would you have for my daughter, Reverend Treese, as far as her profession and her spiritual direction?
She has forged a new path in her life. She has stepped outside of her comfort zone. With this comes fear, because there is uncertainty. With this, symbolically, she crosses the abyss, the terror barrier, whatever you desire to call. She comes to a point where she has to overcome the fear. This is fear of change. This is fear of uncertainty, of it not working out. Drop this and simply follow the desire. Everything else physically will line up. But keep going. Follow your guidance. Follow your bliss. You will always be provided with what you need.
Is my ancestors around me, and then particularly my Native American side, and a book just came out that I downloaded some pictures on one of my Native American tribal ancestors, and they picked a lot of the pictures I downloaded and made it into the book, and it all happened like that.
Wow.
And do they know about the book, and if they're proud or?
Yes, they brought you guidance.
It happened like that. That's awesome.
You have ancestor who is with you. This is different than past life. This is aspect, which is like past life, but still happening on the other timeline, another dimension. By the name of White Buffalo. This individual is with you. This individual actually transforms into White Buffalo, animal guide. For in that tradition, it was taught to change into your animal guide. Shape-shifting. It would serve you to ask for guidance from this individual, to contact this individual.
Is he just a spirit guide, or can I describe about a spirit I saw to see if that's him?
Yes.
Has he got 2 eagle feathers and his face is painted solid white?
Yes, this is him.
Okay. Because I seen him and he's teaching me why his face is painted white, and one night he transformed into a buffalo.
Oh my gosh.
And the buffalo was right in front of my face, and
That's
it
really
was
powerful.
breathing. So, and I've been learning the lesson of shape-shifting.
Yes. He is chief. He was chief in this point in time.
And he was an ancestor of mine?
Yes. Yet he exists simultaneously. You see, many of your shamans, many of your energy workers, they have the ability to transcend various dimensions and work on those dimensions. This individual did this with a small group of others like him. He would travel to various tribes and gather these individuals, small group of 12 individuals, and they would do their work. They would meet in caves, go under intense meditation, leave their body, and do work on these other dimensions.
Is that called astral travel?
Very similar. Part of astral travel.
But working with feathers helped me do that?
Working with feathers helps you get messages. Feathers are symbolic of messages. When you are walking and you find feather, this means there are messages. But this will assist you on getting messages regarding this, for you have these shape-shifting abilities.
And, okay. And his ability is different from the other spirit? You call him a master spirit guide? The turquoise-colored one with the rays of light?
Yes, these are different spirits.
And on different realms?
Yes.
Okay. And there's another one I saw, but that was all white, that would like call as an angel.
Yes. Angels are different than spirit guides. Angels, they do not incarnate here on the physical plane. They hold places in higher realms and send you messages from higher realms.
Okay.
Messages regarding the spiritual. It does not serve you to ask them questions regarding the physical because they do not experience the emotional part of the physical.
Okay, so it would be important to know the names of like that master spirit guide or the angel that I saw.
You see, in the higher realms, there are not names. When you see somebody, you recognize them by their energy. In this realm, you recognize people by their names, but it is the energy of their name. So if you desire to better recognize them with their name, this is fine, but it is more their energy. They do not care what you call them.
And I'm confused on one thing when he said I had a wolf animal master guide, because I haven't seen that yet. And when I have meditated to look, I've seen a cougar, a white horse, and an eagle one time, and it had a complete message. Another time was a seal, and then other times was like the medicine wheel and the chakra deal.
Yes. They come through various times in your life, for various messages. The wolf remains with you as the sort of lone wolf. This ability to leave the pack and experience and gain what you gained, sort of like a hermit does, leaving but then coming back to the pack and sharing. This is what the wolf is symbolic of. This is what it symbolizes for you, for often the symbol of the wolf is much different than this.
I have a question that probably will seem very silly, perhaps, but I have a great affinity for all animals, but especially dogs. And I have taken in and adopted many, many dogs in my lifetime. And my question is, when you pass over into eternal life, are you reunited with pets that you've been close to in your lifetimes? Or is that just on a lower realm of supposedly heaven? Do you have to leave those behind and progress on to enlightenment, or do you take those happy little joyful spirits along with you?
They are always with you. They are with you before and after.
Oh, okay.
You bring them with you. They are aspects manifesting, aspects of yourself manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
They will often reincarnate in the physical so that you may be with them more than once. But they follow you through the higher realms. They themselves are higher beings.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
And the dogs, for you, especially, dogs represent that unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And they are here to show you how to love. For the way the dog loves unconditionally is how we are meant to love unconditionally.
That's such a relief to hear that. Thank you.
That was one of my questions. My dog passed away this winter,
Oh,
Bella.
I'm sorry.
And one time I was praying, and as I was praying, she popped in the conversation. And she was real excited, and she said she gets to be one of my spirit guides.
Wow.
Any guidance on that?
Yes, they send you these messages. Like they send you the messages while they are in the physical. With feelings. With joy. You do not speak actual words back and forth, like dialogue with your pets, but you exchange feelings more than anything. This is similar when they are non-physical, but they are always with you. They are by your side. But they have overcome the limitations of their body and are with you in spirit.
Well, it's possible to communicate with them during your lifetime. I feel like I'm communicating with my dogs all the time. People kind of think that's silly, but they let me know pretty much how they're feeling, and they always tune into my feelings.
Yes, they help you experience love. They communicate with you. And it is fine to communicate with them. It is encouraged, and it does serve you. And they can assist you in your spiritual work, especially when they are non-physical. They can act as guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Ariana, do you have any wisdom you need to share with Paul?
Just to allow the light to come through. To release. Detach. Detach in a way that you go with the flow. And I have one last message for all of you. This is the importance of self-love. For self-love allows you to manifest that which is what you want in the physical, but also in the spiritual as well. And during this time, most of you go through this worthiness issue on some level. The message I sent to Paul: in order to love yourself, love others. See everyone as worthy. See everyone as the same. See everyone as divine. Even that which you see as evil. Remove the separation. See the beauty in it all. And you are part of the all. So consequently, you will see the beauty in yourself as well.